Welcome back to another episode with Leah and G. We've had an amazing few weeks. I'm so glad, Leah, that you are doing this with me. But this video, we're going to recap. We're going to talk about our struggles prior to the carnivore diet. We're going to recap over why did we have surgery. We're going to recap over how's it been? Do we have highs and lows? My biggest thing is helping someone get to a healthier state. That is the biggest thing. This episode and all the rest of them is to get you to think about food. And those foods that you think about because you think that we crazy because we doing this, those are the ones that's making you sick.
Yeah.
Most I put them in the comments, put whether you live or in the replay, and you will see that a lot of that is what's making you sick. So on the carnivore diet, after our gastric sleeve, today we, like I said, we're going to recap. Whether you've been with us from the beginning or the start, or you're just tuning in, this episode, we're going to try and give you the rundown of our journey so far. So, Leah, go and kick things off. Leah
All right.
Janae,
Yes. It's your girl Leah. So in our first episode, we opened up with how basically us being overweight and all the diets we tried just never worked. And we've been trying diets for years. I'm saying in my first diet, I was in middle school. So yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, ma'am, with the Atkins, but we was frying chicken, doing it all wrong. So but realizing after all of those diets, on, off, that is the standard American diet. That is the biggest issue and why it wasn't working and sticking for us.
Yeah, exactly. It is. And let's talk a little bit because we did cover that. Because we didn't jump out when we started this and say, hey, we had gastric surgery. We didn't do that. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I shared was that people in my life didn't even know I had that surgery. And mine was over 11 years ago. People didn't even know I had it because I was ashamed that I had it. And I want to say that again. I was ashamed that I could not control my eating for 6 months. That's how I look at it, because when I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, this is what I had shared. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. And then for about 6 good months, you start seeing the weight coming off. People at, oh, you look good. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, I changed what it is that I'm, eating. I'm trying to get in some walking. And okay, those are the foods that all y'all thinking about on why y'all don't want to try with us started coming into play again with me. And it's like, before you know it, it ends up being maybe that one thing. It could be an event. It can be something that triggers you. And before you know it, you are right back and you got bigger. It's like when that turns around, you come back larger than you were the first time. Now, with in episode 2, go ahead, Leah. Tell me some things that you remember from our episode 2.
All right, so for episode 2, we did get down to the nitty gritty on how we discovered the carnivore diet. With that, I remember emphasizing on the different approaches from anything that we've tried in the past, and especially focusing on meat-based this time around.
Yes. So tell me a little bit more, refresh the people for you, because it's amazing that you actually started the carnivore diet, and you tell it.
Yes, so I started the carnivore diet March of last year. I was doing with Dr. Kim Berry and Nisha, and I did good for a few days. Like you said, it's those trigger moments. On the weekend, that was something that me and my kids do. We'll go out for a sweet treat. So then when the weekend came, you're doing good. Then the weekend came, I'm only new in the beginning. So the sugar cravings, you can do good for a few days. They're gonna let you have it, then they're gonna come back and get you. And so for almost over a year and a half, I kept going on and off of carnivore. I kept trying to get back on, and every time when I did get off, I would say the food never did taste as good as what it used to. I would have pains, whether if it's joint pain, more inflammation, headaches, chest pain, diarrhea. You just never knew what this time would bring you. So that was very uncertain. So yes, just sticking with the carnivore diet is the best thing for you.
Yeah, that sounds great. I know for me, I try and tell people it's funny because Robin and that barbecue sauce, and I'm like,
Yep.
look, she ain't
Lord,
learned
you
from
under
me.
the bus for real.
And did it put a whole dirt track on her face. Yes, because that is what keeps
Yeah.
me. It was barbecue sauce that let me know that my body is not so much the barbecue sauce as the ingredients in it. Sugar, y'all, sugar, all those things that keep nice and sweet
Yeah.
that you have a desire for. Those are the things that were doing it. So one of the most surprising things for me, because I did this to just to support with my husband, I was not expecting to be on YouTube telling y'all about this.
Same
Y'all
here.
ain't seen me on YouTube before now. Now you might see you see me on social media because I record pretty much everything, and y'all know I had a little business. You've never seen me do this. That in itself should tell you, wait a minute, this is something different. So I can't say that, I can't say that enough. But before we jump ahead, let's go to recap for episode 3, where we start seeing some reversing of health issues. Okay, so that episode to me was powerful. We share how the carnivore diet reversed some chronic issues, and I will you can load up and get ready for yours, and I'll let you know. High blood pressure for me, I developed that after the gastric sleeve. uh I developed well, I ain't gonna say I developed, but it's been a part of me. Fibromyalgia, you really couldn't touch me. I had not had a deep tissue massage. Even with some of the problems I was having, they send me to therapy. I'm ready to fight. Do not press on me like that. Oh my God. And they like, ma'am, calm down. Ain't no calm down. You're hurting me. So I didn't like that. Pedicures, I couldn't get a full pedicure because you couldn't press on my legs. Oh my God. I was getting back injections. I got injection in my hip for the bursitis. Oh, I was 120 Percocets, not of the low dose. I say that all the time. For 3 years, this thing went on, and I could not believe that within less than 30 days of eating this way, a lot of the ailments that I'm speaking of, I will wake up and first of all, waking up. I used to reenact when I would tell people it's like to get up. Oh my God, my back hurt when you wake. How you wake up in pain, the swelling. You would think some of this went down. You waking up and you do this right here. Your joints hurt. I have none of that. None whatsoever. I flipped the girl out when for my braces, where I was like, oh, I think I gotta use the restroom. And then I sat up from a laid back position up like that. Baby, I almost felt like a vampire. Got up and she looked, she said, oh, people your age don't get up like that. I know they don't. I know they don't. Go ahead. No, you ain't got to lift a chair for me. But I'm saying that to say that a lot of those issues that I had after the gastric sleeve. So smaller does not mean healthy. I only got down to 164 pounds with the gastric sleeve. I had digestive issues. I shared that with you guys. And then I started seeing real changes to the point that I'm on YouTube and Facebook telling y'all about it. This thing is real. What about what on episode 3 for you, Leah?
I would say so. My changes or problems that I had after weight loss surgery was my feet. feeling
Mhm.
like they had to take a few steps or just even glide your feet against the floor because they will hurt, be like little needles at the bottom. And then back pain. I have a 2-year-old, so I'll be like, okay, hold on, when she crying and just trying to walk a little bit to work that back pain out the way, or for me to be able to walk normally. Just very low energy. I would play with my son on the couch where I'm throwing him the football, not being active. And then my go-to, I guess, from switching to carnivore, my go-to was, let's get something sweet. That was it. Compared to, no, I got energy now. Let's go outside and play. Do something more physical. So that has been the biggest changes for me. And then when you mentioned about your lowest weight, girl, my lowest weight went number 234. And ever since then, it's been back up.
I know you were. I was shamed. That's another thing. Back big, and I'm supposed to part my lips and say, "Oh, I had the gastric sleeve," and you look like
Right.
that. Wait. So,
Yeah.
okay, girl, go get your money back. It didn't work. So wait,
Yeah.
not only did I have the gastric sleeve, then for 4.5 years I was vegan.
Mhm.
Fluffy vegan, honey. Fluffy. Oh, and now I got to tell people, no, I don't eat meat. And shameful, shameful, shameful. You said something else that because I was expecting after the gastric sleeve that I had arrived. I
Yeah.
knew there was going to be some time where I had to go through to kind of lose the weight and
Mhm.
adjust. But your body is adjusting to major surgery. That's not minor surgery, y'all. That is major surgery. So your body is adjusting to the major surgery that you're doing. And you're trying to eat these smaller portions and you're trying to do these different things. And I really jacked myself up when I went vegan because now I'm like, on top of the surgery, vegan. Oh yeah, I got this. Look, I'm looking for the people outside that's going, baby, baby. That did not work. I was big. I was still big, and so yeah. Unless you got something else to add, go ahead and recap episode 4. I'm gonna pull these pictures up that
All
we had.
right.
Go
So for episode 4, we have, just due to that, we did have smaller stomachs, thanks to the gastric sleeve. It affected our metabolism with food,
ahead.
but I will say with carnivore, that made a big difference. We talked about portion sizes, getting enough nutrition and nutrients. That is a major thing. And our metabolism has changed since going to carnivore. It's been the best thing ever. And then we didn't need the surgery.
Girl, okay, wait. I found some here. I have this one of you. You could talk 1, 2, and
Yeah.
3.
So one is, that was like my smallest weight before I got pregnant. You know, you get the clothes and yeah, you got your new wardrobe. Like you feel like you arrived, girl. Please. Then 2 and 3 is gaining weight back since.
Okay,
I didn't
that
got
okay.
big. Yes.
And for me, here y'all go. Uh Way over here to the left is where I started, and that's my hashtag. If you put that in, never be big again, you'll see a lot of my stuff because I will never, even for as much as I eat, Lord Jesus, and the amount of fat that I take in, yeah, you won't see me big. And then down here in 2013, I'm showing you the gastric sleeve down at the bottom, and now just start looking at me. 2014, um, that was on my 50th birthday. I was 164 pounds on there, and then 2015, and I knew to stand to the side, y'all. I tell people that all the time. And then 2020, it got that hip out. Yeah. So Lord knows I've tried. Lord knows I have given up. And then the sad part, what I've learned, hopefully you hear this part that I'm saying. That's people, whether you live or replay. Um, I did some research earlier today, and it was in 1992 that the USDA gave us the food pyramid. I
Mhm.
said 82. I've been seeing stuff before then. I remember in school, this is what I talked about. How many of y'all remember the cartoons that came on? All this other stuff in the breakfast. I remember seeing it was the cereal and all of them that created those first things that we saw. Right. And then when I got to thinking about it, what did we use? First of all, prizes used to come in the box.
Yeah.
That's okay. You used to have prizes. Here's why there are no more prizes. We used to wait for them Saturday morning cartoons. Them cartoons came on, and baby, we turned around. We was on it, and we look. You got your Christmas list, your grocery list, kids. That's how we used to do. Now, this is in the 70s, y'all. Now, come on. Some of y'all wasn't even born. And so you had this stuff and you writing it down, and you wanted those them Lucky Charms and magically delicious and all this other stuff. And we would see the different prizes. We focused in on the prize, but in the meantime, we're eating that.
Mm-hmm.
And because now we've grown up and we still alive, we don't know no better. Body ain't started breaking down yet. So what do? You go to the store and you get all those boxes of cereal, right? It has to be okay because we're feeding this to our kids.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how they're saying it. And then even with Cheerios, we're trying to keep Papa alive and heart health. Y'all, that was advertising. That was advertisement. And now they don't have to put the prizes in there because they've already got you hooked. I don't need to get, even the dope man, side note, will give out little bags. And then when you come back to ask for it, he ain't giving you nothing.
Yeah.
How much money you got? Because he's hooked you already.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is what it's like with all of this product. They done led me to believe that Oreos was vegan because there's no animal product over in it. Well, what's that paste that kind of looks to me like maybe milk and powdered sugar? You know, if I was going, but you trying to tell me there's no dairy up in here? And with the cookie, no dairy? Hold up. Ain't no egg in it. Ain't no flour in it. Well, flour, yeah, but ain't none of that in it. Well, what's in that Oreo that's doing that? Think about it. Those foods that you are yet holding on to are the things that's making you sick. So we did in last week episode, we really talked about metabolically for our bodies. People do ask about cholesterol. Cholesterol is not a disease. Cholesterol is what your body needed. But then they didn't turn around. They don't tell you individual cholesterol. They don't say that. They say your total cholesterol is too high. No such thing. That's like saying you got too much hair on your head. That's up to you. You want some hair on your head or not? But don't let me go down there rabbit hole. Tell me your recap, Leah. Go right ahead for the 4th episode.
All right. So for the 4th episode, we already touched bases about the portion control and that how since having weight loss surgery with our metabolism, how that has affected our bodies and just trying to get enough nutrition in. And with eating carnivore, it has all the vitamins and minerals you need, especially in beef, in egg, just really all around. It has everything our bodies need. So yes. So what about you, G? What's some things or your topics for the 4th episode?
Well, I know metabolically that the biggest thing is the circumference of your waist. We did a show. Now I'm finna tear this up because I'm going off of memory, right? Where you take the cholesterol and in your triglycerides. There's a whole formula, right? And then the circumference of your waist. Get that waist down. I don't care what else that you get to doing. Men, get that belly fat down. Ladies, get that waist down. And then a lot of times we say, yes, because we've had kids, we got the apron going on, the overlap of flat. We have all of these different things. And that might be the last thing that comes off. But that's the thing that's making the big difference. So however long you got to go to get that down, then that's what you need to do. But the best way is to be healthy in the process. Leah, one of the things that you said, and we've talked off camera about this, but you were sharing about on this episode, walking and how those pins and needles
Yes.
felt on your feet. But tell people, because you're not at the ideal weight that you want to be at.
Not at
But
all.
what is your body doing in the process that's different now that you have stayed with carnivore versus before?
I could see the healing this time. Last time it was, I know people say, oh, once you get the weight, they stay for mental clarity. I wasn't even there yet. I haven't, this time with me, today, I've been on carnivore 101 days. And the inflammation, I could tell, is gone some. I have so much more energy. My mood is stabilized. My cycles is better. Even with the back pain, I still, it's like my mind maybe haven't made it there, but when I'm getting out the bed, I don't have no pains. I'm not struggling getting out the bed. I could bend down if I need to without my back hurting. So just the inflammation, knowing that it may take over a year. People quick to say, oh, how much you lost? Girl, I haven't lost nothing yet, but I'm healing in the inside. And that is the biggest thing. And I feel like even if I don't lose any, as long as I feel good in the inside, I have good energy. That's the main thing. Like you
But I
said,
want
because you
you
could
to
be
know
skinny
you're gonna
and
lose.
unhealthy.
Yes.
So yes.
That smaller does not mean healthy. I say
Mm-hmm.
that all the time because it's some small people around that kind of skips over these recordings and stuff that we do. I done stood in line with people smaller than me. I'm down to 138, but we have not stood on the scale this month. That's a little challenge that we had. So the last time I weighed, I was 138. And I can be next to somebody and I'm just gonna kick it out. Maybe they 130, 125. Back issues, uh talk about the stiffness in their joints. Yes, because just because I'm not seeing layers and layers of what we classify as fat, all right, but they were still unhealthy. And I can look over in in their grocery cart and see where you're trying to purchase keto, the dirty keto is what I call it. You have all the fruit and all this stuff over into your cart because you're really trying to make the best decision, but your body don't know the difference between a pineapple now later and a pineapple. Your body just looks at it as sweet, but the pineapple, keep eating it, tear your mouth up. That's
Mm-hmm.
it fighting. It's the pineapple is actually fighting you to stop eating it.
Yeah.
That's its defense. Same thing with strawberries, kiwi, all of these things that we make these juices. Oh, spinach. Oh, it gives off so many toxins
Mm-hmm.
into your system. I remember eating spinach salads. I could actually take spinach and just sit there and eat it from the bag like that. That I was eating it like that. And I was big AF. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's where we're gonna end today, unless there's anything else that you want to add. But tell the people what has made the difference this time versus before. What are you doing differently?
God, let's put him in the category. And then the community. Being on our Marco Polo group, that has been so much help. Whether if you got a question, they can answer it, or knowing that you're not alone, or they truly understand. And then I would say the times when I was to go back, it was a waste of money. B, like you saying, your body is fighting yourself from you to stop eating it. Same thing. And it's like, what's the point? It got to be enough is enough. I think Audra said it. I just had to stop and cut it out because I know it's not good and it don't taste good and it's a waste of money. But yeah.
Well, I have on here, someone's asking me, what could you do differently to trigger weight loss? Here's the thing. I feel that Leah is doing, from what I see, we're not in the same household. From what I see, I wouldn't change anything what she's doing right now. And here's why. We are a nation of, I need it right now.
Yes.
We didn't get that size overnight. As a matter of fact, some people, you can look back over the last year and say to yourself, oh God, I weighed, 200 last year. I'm 205 now, 5 pounds different, over the last past year. You're thankful for that. For Leah, I, I encourage her to keep healing the inside. You guys have no, because you're looking at the outside,
Yeah.
not you who Miss no, that's
Beautiful.
auntie. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
Philippine. No, that's auntie. I know.
Yeah.
And so this is not you that I'm talking about. I'm talking people in general. We kind of look at the outside and feel that we're okay just because we got into maybe a size 10. It's like, shoot, no, your insides, if you have any stiffness, ailments, headaches, if your tongue is white, if your gums bleed, um, if your cycle is off, if you have fibroids, I'm naming things in regards for women, dry skin, all of these different things is it that's not how you're supposed to be. Period. So now as I okay, is that she's not consuming enough food. Okay, well, number one, her and I have smaller stomachs. So it's not the meat that helps us, it's the fat that helps us. So as long as Leah is taking in those extra fat bites, she is taking in her the fat latte coffees that we do, just movement will be your thing. Continue how it is that you're eating because that's healing from the inside. If you're no longer putting carbs in your body, you don't have energy. Carbs are your energy. That's the reason why people turn around and you they feel that they have to snack midway or something because it's, oh, my sugar is dropping. I think yes it is. Yes it is. That's exactly what's supposed to be. I don't get those feelings. I don't turn around, oh, I don't get that at all because my fuel source is fat. What does that mean? I put fat in, and if by chance that I have now used that fat, keep in mind when I lift my hand, I don't have carbohydrates in my body. Fat help me lift my hand. Butter helps me turn my head. And I get to do these things from no pain whatsoever. I can take my arm and doggone it, my fingers and stuff. I can do that now. Before you couldn't do that. I couldn't. Because first of all, my arm was so big that it was like a pillow right here that was stopping this from happening. Shoot, I'm just being truthful. I talk about the fact that you can't cross your legs and all these other things, but let's go. I digress. Let's go back to here. So I try to eat my fat first, and then I understand that when I'm moving, if I'm sitting in the chair and stand up, if I'm walking around the house, if I go for a walk, if I do planks, if I don't have enough fat in my body, I know that now it's eating some thigh, some hip, some arm, back fat. I have to burn that. That's my fuel source. So when it comes to more movement, that is the thing. You get so hung up we have in regards to food, and no, you need, your body gonna tell you if you get a certain weight, you need some more fat. If you need some more beef or protein. I mean, there you go. And keep in mind, our ancestors, they went out, didn't mean they got to kill every time. So they didn't went out, they didn't kill, they didn't brought it back. And now we have to utilize everything. You didn't go out the next day again. We cutting this up. We're eating this. So now if our hunters go out and they're not successful and they come back, well, now what the tribe doing until the next hunt? They didn't fall over. And I'll leave it with this. all vegetables. Think of the medicine man. Think of the healers. That's what they used. And so, will I eat a vegetable? Yes, I will. When it's for medicinal purposes of me to eat. Outside of that, I have gone now 16 months. 16 months. I need for you to hear me. And I haven't had any of those things. Right? All right. Wait, what we got right here? And we're gonna get out of here. This is it. We went from 200 to 170, close to overnight. And it had wrinkles. Yep, the 170 to 150 took a year. Yep. And I recall you started your channel and before and after didn't seem real for how quick. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Because Harvey here has followed us. And one of the things that I remember coming on, it's like, wow, because you lose the weight, you get loose skin. You get some, look, I still got some. But this joker used to hang way down here. And I was showing people, right, honey? Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
I did not get big overnight. I spent years at that size, up, down. And even if I was down, I was still putting in the wrong thing. So, Leah, you are doing everything how you are supposed to. You enjoy, and I heard you say earlier, and we're going to end here unless you got something to add. You said earlier, even if I stayed this size, you just have no idea how great I feel on the inside. Y'all, I can't say that enough. Now, I went to play basketball with my grand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tell you, my moves, oh, baby, ooh. When I saw it on video, it was more like this. I wasn't real. But up here,
Yes.
baby, boom, I was blacking it. I was, it up here, I was moving much faster. But the part is, he has that memory.
Yeah.
So my heart goes out to those that we have, and nothing that I'm directing at you, the audience. We have been taught the wrong thing. And now our bodies hurt so much. There's so many things that we can't, but I need you, my age group, to remember your grandparent. They were much active, doing more because they didn't have all the garbage that has been introduced. So listen, you can do this. You can do this. I share, go to gbrown.com, GIEBROWN.com. Wait, where my little thing at? We do have that for Leah and I. We're hanging with the Browns. Leah, what is this one? There it is. And there you go. You can actually go to gbrown.com. It's part of my name up here as well. And with that, fill out the questionnaire. It will give you the meats to eat. Menus are in there. It is so worthwhile. And until then, look, in the meantime and in between time, you work your thing and I work mine. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Yes, I love it.